we are and will forever be. We are one, we are unity.
That worked. Good morning, children of God. It's so good to have you all here with us this morning. I found this one, I went, yep, this is one of those I need to pay attention to. God is love. And we will see His creation as it is, not as we think it is, but as it is, only through the eyes of love. Kind of appropriate based on what's going on in our world this week. We need to open up the eyes of love. I'll tell you what, let's open up with. Let's open up with prayer. Let's center. And remember, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there in the midst of you. O loving Father, Mother God, we acknowledge your presence right here, right now, moving in and through us. This day, we ask for your guidance. And we will be open to your instruction. We are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to sing, to worship, and to pray in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Word is let go, let God, and Flo will read the daily word.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, good to see all of you. Thank you for being here. In the silence, I feel the presence and the peace of God. Jesus went to the mountaintop to pray. He left the crowds and his disciples to be fully present in the silence. My mountaintop retreat may be symbolic as I seek time apart, whether in a chapel, perhaps a favorite chair, or quiet moments carved out of a hectic schedule. I spend time in silent communion with God. In the silence, I turn within to a private meeting place. In this inner chamber, away from outer distractions, I will pray, meditate, and I will listen. I am open and receptive to the still, small voice, open and receptive to inspiration, to divine direction and guidance. Here in sacred oneness, I feel the assurance and especially the peace of God. I relax my body, gently setting away my concerns. I focus on my breathing, and I allow myself to be enfolded in divine love. In the silence, there is peace as I let go and let God. And from the book of Matthew, he went up to the mountain by himself to pray. And when evening came, he was there alone. Thank you.
One of the things that is so important for us to remember is that when our world seems to be counter to our truth, that we take time out and accept, regardless of appearance, I am there. And pay attention to who you are. And the more often you state with power and authority who you are, the more that begins to show up in your world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. As we move into prayer and meditation, let's join Steve. Spirit. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, Spirit, we are one. God, we are one. Father, we are one. Pick the word that works for you, that reflects your true nature. We are one. And gently and easily now, we take the time to move to that place within us that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where there is no question, there is no doubt. We are one. And as we enter into this place this day, we follow his instructions. For he said, as you enter in, close the door. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what we should have done. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what we have yet to do this day. And for a few holy moments, we rest. We pray. And we listen. In our prayers, we're learning to ask, believing. Here in the stillness and in the silence, answers come. Sometimes in a word, peace, order, love. Sometimes in the vibration of the music which stirs your soul. Sometimes in a phrase, we are one. Regardless of how these gifts come to you this day, know they come wrapped in love. And this day, choose to say yes. I accept these gifts. I embrace them. I breathe and I immerse myself in them. As I do so, each and every cell of my being responds. I am lifted up. From my own mountaintop, my higher place in consciousness, I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. This day, in this moment, I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. First into this room, right here, right now. Joining with other thought of like mind, growing in strength and in power. From you, through you, good flows. From this place into our spiritual community, wherever that might be this day. To our friends and family in the United Kingdom. To those who have asked that we join them in prayer in California, over the hill in Klamath Falls. Wherever you are, God is. And in that knowing, I let that channel stay open. From me, through me, good flows. Into our city, across our state, across our country. From you, through you, good flows around our world, touching, healing, blessing. From me, through me, good flows throughout our universe. And in an affirmation of oneness, we know that in spirit and in truth, we are never separate one from the other. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you for the gifts that have come from you, through you this day, are gratefully received. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life, whole and complete. I breathe it. I rest in it for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, gently now and easily, I bring my attention back to this room, to this place, to this now. And from my heart, I join with you and pray, as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." I encourage you on a regular basis to come visit us before service, only because it's fun. And because one of the things that you will discover is that Steve and I work together very, very well. Meaning, Steve does what he does very, very well, and I do what I do very, very well. I don't pretend to be Steve, and thank God he doesn't pretend to be me. He has enough challenges. Anyway, that being said, we work with things all the time, and we're not always sure that what we're doing is in the right direction. So we ask each other, how is this working? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the things he said about one of the songs we sang was the word therefore. And look what showed up this morning. Our essences of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. And it absolutely fit. But see, we question, and we're not sure. So we work back and forth with one thought in mind. And that thought is, how can we collectively, individually and collectively, how can we be channels through which you receive what you need? And let us just be that channel. And let's not bounce heads, and it leads us to what we're talking about a little bit today, is let's just allow God to work through us. And it does, on a consistent, regular basis, even when we question it. And it shows up, piece after piece after piece. It showed up, and I had forgotten that, first of the month, our theme for the month changes, and I had forgotten when we were speaking earlier that therefore was in it. Right? The one thought, God is all. This one that is all, both visible and invisible, is perfect. Life, love, intelligence, and substance. Man is, therefore you and I are, an expression of the one, and one with perfect life, love, intelligence, and substance. When we express that, that's what shows up in our world. And when we collectively take a thought and express it, it affects our entire world. And those who resonate with it will respond. And some will respond and don't know why. And that's okay. That's because that's where they are in the moment. And part of our challenge is to learn how to honor each other wherever you might be and whatever path you're walking, and allow you to walk it in peace, in harmony, and in God's love. Goes back to seeing my world through the eyes of my Creator. I can only do that in love. So then my world shows up. Jeez. Right? And it just kind of goes. And I could get lost in that real fast. Somebody asked me the other day, Rob, when you are so full of it, well, that too. He didn't say that. Well, he said that too. The idea you project, the idea of love and peace, how can you possibly watch the news? How do you do that? That just drives me nuts. Okay. And that was where this lesson came from today. Resist not evil. Resistance is force, is struggle. That which you resist, you focus upon. Thereby giving it power over you. Breathe. Because some of you are going, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I am, kind of. Okay? I don't need to resist. Now, so what do I need to do instead? My world shows up. What do? We have good leaders and good teachers that have shown us what to do. Jesus was the easiest one. His is a little sterner than mine. When faced with a challenge, trouble storm, right? What did he do? Rebuked it. Steve asked the question. I said, I need to go look this up, so I did. See, this is the other way we work together, if I can find my note. Because I got the definition. Because I wanted it to be accurate. Why not? It's first of the month. Rebuke. So when the storm came up, the challenge shows up, Jesus rebuked the storm and it went calm. To express sharp, stern disapproval of, reprove, or reprimand. In other words, you have no power over me. Right? I'm not quite there yet. I'm into renouncing. Renouncing is to give up or put aside voluntarily.
What's resistance?
What's the difference?
No, I said it sounds to me like resistance.
I don't have my ears on, so if I miss it, don't worry about it. Renounce is to give up or put aside voluntarily. In other words, evil shows up, I got it. No power over me, I renounce it. Just put it aside voluntarily. To rebuke it is with stern disapproval, to state with power and authority, the challenge has no power over me. And I'm still, in either case, I'm not resisting. Resisting is to fight, is to struggle. And it doesn't work. So, we need to take time out of our life to look at what's going on and say, all right, what am I doing that I can make a shift in my thinking and bring about a different result? One of the challenges that we run into is we look at our world and think, and we see it in our writings. We have to fight this or fight that. I heard something the other day just put me on my, I laughed so hard I practically split my belt. Based on our current history, the war on drugs, not going so well. The war on crime, not going so well. So based on those two things, what we should have is a war on farmers markets and we'd all be healthy. And I went, boom. Yep. It's because war is about struggle and it's about resistance. It's not about solutions. It's about dealing with effect and not cause. That goes back to the resistance piece. And it seems to be part of our human evolution, is learning how not to resist, but to renounce or rebuke. In other words, just get it out of my life. Those circumstances which, oh, that's the other piece of it. Those things which I call evil. Notice I put it on me. Those things that I call evil. That's where I need to pay attention, because I'm the one that's putting the label on. In the beginning, God created all and named it good. That's kind of a pretty wide, broad statement, yeah? All is good. Anything other than the good then is what? My misunderstanding. That's all. My misperception. Probably starting with me. Because we all have a list. And I get it on a regular basis. Rob, if you only knew, then you would think, and no, that isn't how it works. But that's how you and I perceive things, is through our own lens. And it's why it's so important that we begin to learn how to look at our world in a different way. Sure, there's problems in our world. I got that. Why? Well, I got problems. What problems do I have? I choose to turn away from my truth. I choose not to express my truth for a variety of reasons, some of which make a whole lot of sense, most of them based out of fear. I would like to walk the path that Jesus walked, except that last week. I'm not ready for that one. Well, guess what? That was part of his experience, yeah? Right? I would like to be more like Gandhi, but not the not eating part. I don't want to do it. Well, we all have our own. I like the peace and non-resistance. I get that, but no, I'm not wearing a diaper, number one. And number two, I'm not getting skinny. Just not happening. But see, that's on me. That's not on anybody else. So each of us has our own preferences that we look at our world and say, okay, there are things that I'm not willing to let go of yet. Okay. But be honest with yourself. Be open with yourself. Steve and I were chatting a little bit before that one of the things that we discover is that our world is very much like a wavelength. We get real high and then we go over the cliff, and sometimes we get down and then we slide back up and then we're down. And part of what we're learning to do is, as I start to go back down through a system, if you like that word, of observational awareness, I recognize that's what I'm doing. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop that, but it means I'm aware of it. And I know what I need to do next. I need to ask for help. Help comes, and I move through it. That's when I go to my high place. When the song and through the meditation this morning, Jesus went unto the mountain. What did he literally do? Probably had a mountain to go to. We're blessed. We have mountains right here. You can go to those. We just spent a couple of days up there, sitting next to the creek, throwing in rocks. The creek doesn't complain when you throw in a rock. Anybody ever notice that? No, just asking. Each of us has our own place, but literally what we're talking about is going to a higher place in consciousness. In other words, I'm just rising above. Doesn't mean I'm ignoring my world. I can actually see it better from there. I'm just rising above it so I can remain connected, because I am always connected with God. But I don't need to resist, fight, or struggle. I just get it to breathe and to enjoy, to open up, to see God's creation through the eyes of love. And it gets to be so much fun. You know, I think I know I've shared this with you before, but for a while I drove a truck from Medford to Eugene and back every night. And every trip, both up and back, sometimes in the dark, but every trip was different than the one before it. Now, did the road change between here and Eugene? No, same road. Now, did the temperature change? Yeah, practically every day. Welcome to Oregon. Okay? But what really changed on that road between Medford and Eugene every day? That would be me. I'm the one who changed. I can open up my eyes and see. And then you see stuff that you go, that's a little weird. I came over a hill. Anybody know where Rice Canyon is? You know exactly where I'm talking about. Came over the hill, turned to the right, dropped down into Rice Canyon. And on the side of the hill, goats. Goats? Goats. Next time the goats were on. I'm going, this is wrong. Same area, left-hand side, sheep. Oh, isn't that nice? With birds sitting on them. You ever seen that? One bird, back of a sheep. It's the strangest thing I think I've ever seen. On fence post, I got it, but on the back of a sheep? Now, why is that important? The answer, it isn't, except that that's part of God's world. It's part of my world. I just need to be open to it, and I need to laugh. I think that's funny when I see that, right? So I laugh a lot. And I see new things. The seasons change through fall and spring, winter. And in each season, different things. Not bad, just different. I'm the one that names it good regardless of the season. Now, taking that in the season of your life, right here and right now, what are you naming it? Some of us are naming it not so good. Okay. We're here to work with you on that. Some of you are naming it, it's pretty cool. And we're here to work with you on that too. Because there's a process. When I asked the question, how are you this morning? Did you give me the politically correct answer? Oh, I'm just fine. And thank you when you did. Or were you saying inside of yourself, I'm doing okay, but I could do better? We're so blessed here because a lot of times when I get asked that question, how are you doing today? That's the answer I get. I'm doing okay, but I could do better. Oh, thank you, Lord. You're in the right place. That's what we're here to do. I'm okay, but I can get better. I just need tools. I need tools to recognize when I'm disconnected. I need tools to overcome without that last week that Jesus went through. Let's find a different one than that one, okay? To overcome the challenges that show up in my life. Some of them are easy. Some of them are easy. Paul said it this way, you are reborn by the renewing of your mind. Okay? What he's talking about is what? I get to change my thoughts and my feelings about what's showing up in my world. That's all. I get to rename those circumstances that I'm still holding on to that frame my discomfort. Doesn't that sound weird when you say it that way? You realize you're holding on to those things which frame your discomfort? Ooh, let's kick that frame down. Jeez. Get it away. Okay. But I do it one thought at a time. I don't try and do it all at once. And I try and remember the system is to, as a thought comes up, to change it right then. Not to resist it. This is what we get to. How many of you tried to pray and your monkey mind went like this? Right? And you stayed there going, right? Till finally you gave up. All of us have been there. Okay? What are you doing? You're resisting the noise. Don't resist it. Renounce it. Give it up voluntarily. What if it won't leave? I heard somebody say that. I don't know who you were, but okay. It will. Now, may not the first time. Maybe not the second time. Maybe not the 100th time. But our lessons again. How often do we pray? All the time. Pray unceasing. Okay. So if I need to get still, and my mind is doing this, I don't fight with it. Let it do that. I need to breathe and focus. Resist not. And the struggle stops. When the struggle stops, my mind opens wide. I then see my world in a whole new way. And that's one of the things that makes my world, not just my world here, but my world a better place. Because here's the truth. Every time you heal something here in you, you heal it in the world. Now you may not see it, but it's the truth. We have the opportunity on a regular basis to heal. We do it on purpose. With our healing meditation on Saturday, with our Silent Unity prayer service every Wednesday, with our Sunday services here. Opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to change your world. One thought at a time. So many times it comes right back to here. The biggest challenge I have is loving me. And it's because of my list. So right now, what I want you to do is take your list and set it aside. If there's somebody sitting next to you, you can pass it to them and they can take it all the way to the end. Okay? Don't pick it up. Just pass that list on. Okay? Now that your list is out of the way, breathe. From right here, hold a picture of you as you are right now. Got it? To that picture, I love you. Together, I love you. Breathe. To that picture, I bless you. Together, I bless you. Breathe. To that picture, I appreciate you. Together, I appreciate you. Breathe. Now turn on the light. To that picture, Here is the truth. In this moment, I behold the Christ. Together, I behold the Christ. And in that moment of non-resistance, your world changed.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.